Hi, I'm Michael Johnson of ComplyGuard Networks. I'm the founder of ComplyGuard, president, and personally I am a qualified security assessor. We've been working with vigi-Trust now for a number of years. One of the significant values that we find in that relationship is the flexibility for them as a partner. ComplyGuard is the scan vendor inside the vigi-Trust toolset. But as a QSA administering that toolset, we find it's critically important to have partners that are competent in what they do with PCI. I believe that a merchant needs to begin first with education. They need to learn about the PCI data security standard. They need to apply that to their own environment. vigi-Trust has the tools to help them walk through a self-assessment questionnaire, online educational tools to show them the pieces of what they need to do, provide the policies that are necessary, but also the expertise in case they run into questions is available. It's critically important to design and implement a compliance strategy over time. PCI is not a one-time adventure. It's an ongoing requirement. You cannot just be PCI compliant at one point in time. You have to work on this continuously. And if you look at what the spec calls for, regularly testing your environment, educating your employees, modifying your policy requirements, look at your firewall rules, make sure you're paying attention to logging. All of these things connote real-time activity. And so over time, you'll find that you would be compliant, not just at one time. Aggregators need to manage their portfolio for PCI compliance. There are tools from people like vigi-Trust that enable an aggregator, a bank, a processor, or an ISO, to manage their portfolio with a much smaller number of employees. Aggregators have two tasks. One, every newly boarded merchant needs to be compliant, and that's easy. The second task, though, is to reach out to their existing portfolio and move that community into a state of PCI compliance. Again, vigi-Trust has the ability and the tools to help them from an education, a policy perspective, scanning, all of the tools that are necessary to help a merchant. Those become market packages that an ISO or a processor can work with. PCI is being codified into law in a number of states in the U.S. Washington State, Nevada, Minnesota. There's legislation on the table now in Massachusetts specifically about PCI, New York State and Texas. It's happening, and there's no getting around it. Just as there are breach notification laws in 48 lower states in the U.S., there's going to be PCI in the state legislation. You cannot get away from this. PCI is like death and taxes. My recommendation for organizations to be ready for PCI to be codified is to become PCI compliant. Find a partner. Pick a knowledge organization like vigi-Trust. Excellent products and excellent people. Pick a product, pick a partner, work your PCI program. You'll be ready for when it becomes codified in your state.